Loneliness is a silent epidemic that is affecting millions of people worldwide. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone navigating through life, loneliness can be and is overwhelming. But the good news is you're not alone in feeling alone. And today we're going to unravel the secrets on how to break free from the chains. Loneliness does not discriminate at all. In fact, recent studies have shown over 60% of adults feel lonely either often or very often. As for students like myself back in school, it can and was an especially challenging time. I vividly remember those lunch breaks where I felt like an outsider, surrounded by a sea of faces but drowning in isolation. Loneliness really can affect our mental health and can also take a toll on our physical well-being. Let's not get loneliness mixed up with being alone. Alone is literally just you being on your own. Loneliness is essentially being emotionally disconnected from everything and everyone around you. Enough wallowing. Let's get practical and kick loneliness where it hurts. Step 1. Dissect your social circle. Be ruthless. If someone is adding you more drama than a soap opera, I think it's time for them to exit stage left. Quality over quantity, my friends. Be with people who uplift, not those who drag you down like a lead balloon. For example, the people in my daily life at school who were my so-called mates didn't necessarily lift me up or inspire me to, but they were only around for a laugh or whatever, but they weren't really my friends. We were only together just through degeneracy, whether that was video games or junk food or whatever else, but I wouldn't necessarily call them friends. To be honest with you, as Hamza would say it, you gotta take up the crabs where you see them, leave the crabs where they belong. Step number 2, find hobbies. Hobbies are not for grandma. Find something that you're passionate in, whether it's underwater basket weaving or extreme ironing. You will meet like-minded individuals. Not only that, but you'll also have a killer conversation starter. Trust me, people love a good extreme ironing story. And lastly, be your own best friend. Loneliness normally stems from not being comfortable in your own self-image. So take yourself out on a date. Treat yourself like the royalty you are. It may be weird, but it's self-love. Journal about why you're not comfortable in your own company. It will help you get into the deep root and you'll actually start to create an actionable plan on how to fix it. So for me, for example, the reason why I was not comfortable in my own skin was just because the fear of rejection, the fear of embarrassment, pride, ego, and lastly, I was just too addicted to the internet. It was my only place of solace from the real world where I was constantly getting bullied every day. I didn't really know where I really wanted to go with my life. I had low confidence, low self-esteem. I had a terrible sleeping pattern. My life was a mess, and as I was looking so desperately to gain control of it, maybe gaining external validation from people that weren't necessarily beneficial for my life, but neither did it actually add any value. But the dopamine hit of that, I had some sort of connection to people, even though my conscience would say otherwise. But through months and months and months of journaling and meditation and going out in nature, I've become more comfortable in my own skin and more comfortable spending more time alone. And with that, I'm more able to spend more time on doing stuff like this with this channel and improving more in my studies, my mental health, and in my social life and family life. Being loneliness, as much as it's hard to embrace at first, but it will really help you improve your patience finding meaningful relationships, because it's often the fear of being in solitude that drives us into having unmeaningful relationships or spending our time with meaningless small talk just to pass the time. It's often the external noise that drowns us from having the subtle and yet crucial conversations we could be having about ourselves. But yet, as the years, months, and days go by, we settle for mediocrity, whilst at the same time suppressing your God-given tasks. Loneliness is essential for growth. As our good friend Aristotle once said, whoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Let's aim for the good part. And here's another one. If you are lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. It's time to upgrade your company.